Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. NFL Week 2, just one game we're going to go over. That's going to be Thursday Night Football. If you're new to our show, welcome aboard. Every one of our YouTube shows brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. Not only do they give you great bet ideas, trends, and all sports, they're also going to odd shop for you, let you know where the money's coming in on all the books. You can place your bets from there with books you're synced up with. Plus, you can store multiple bets from multiple different books all in one spot. Outlier, the world's #1 sports betting app. If you don't have it and you're making picks on your own, why not spend a few bucks and get a lot of help? That's what Outlier does. Also, Discord channel available for all of you out there as well. You can, through the YouTube channel, you will find in the comments section the link as well in the channel page. So check that out in the Discord. A lot of fun in there, a couple 100+ members of people who like the same things you do, and that's called Sports and Wagering. So hop on aboard. Let's get to the Thursday night matchup, right? NFL Week 2 after Week 1 overreactions, right? Thursday, 8:15 Eastern time frame. Packers, Commanders. Packers 3.5-point favorite or $1.70 money line ish. 48.5 total at some books, 48 at others. So depending on what you like for the total. So to break this down pretty basically, so last week we told you Packers. We told you that Love was going to have a good game but not throw for a lot of yards. They're going to run the ball a ton. That happened. Defense is really good. The defense for the Packers was good before Micah showed up. He's going to help close out some games. He did get a late sack in that one as well. They dominated the Lions. The Lions are no good on the road typically anyway. That was kind of proven. Lions were dealing with offensive line issues as they're trying to put that back together. Lions couldn't run the ball with Gibbs either, or Montgomery. And that Lions offense was predicated on what? Running the football. They did not do that worth a darn. Goff threw a pick, which we thought he was going to. So a lot of good stuff. Jacobs didn't run for a lot of yards. He did have a lot of attempts. And we expect him to get a lot of attempts here. So this is that Thursday, and I understand it's only week 2, so the guys are still pretty fresh. But coming back, only 3 days off between games. Packers have a monster advantage here. They're at home. They were at home last week. Commanders have to hit the road after making Russell Wilson and the Giants look pitiful. And let's be honest, the Commanders did. Jaden Daniels looked fine. The new running backs without Brian Robinson Jr., everybody looked all right there as well. Terry McLaurin didn't get a lot of catches. Debo did get a lot of targets. So kind of interesting how that played out there. And the Giants' defense is no joke. Like, they've got excellent pass rushers. They're pretty decent against the run. Jaden had to put the wheels on for a few different runs in that game in order to get them the win. So what do we expect here for Thursday Night Football? I expect both teams to want to run the ball. We don't expect a ton of scoring. We'd expect Green Bay to be really good at home because that's typically what they are, is really good at home. The line's only 3.5. I thought basically they had these teams basically at a wash on a neutral field, which I was kind of surprised with. I mean, the Commanders were really good last year. But typically, if you have a really good rookie season, it doesn't matter who you are, there's a little bit of regression. I don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to have like near MVP numbers, it seemed like last year. But the Commanders are going to win some games. This one here is an all-out battle. This is one of the best Thursday night games you're going to get on Amazon Prime. I mean, it's fantastic NFC matchup. Let's give you all the bets we've got here. We've got a buttload, as always, right? You know, it's Thursday night. Why not? No, I'm kidding. We really do like this game. So this is not one of those, well, it's a standalone game we got to play. We do like this game quite a bit. All right, so let's give you the plays here as we've just got Thursday night done so far. Packers -0.5 first quarter, -2.5 first half, 3.5 for the game. Here's the one we like better, though. Packers Commanders under 48.5, under 9.5 first quarter, 24.5 first half. That is a key number here. I will tell you again, if you're going to play the under here, there's a lot of 23.5s out there. 24.5 is where you want to be. 24 is still a win. They're trying to shortchange this as the NFL was a lot of under, in college football both, were a lot of first half unders, and then they go over for the game. So make sure on that first half number, you're not getting 23.5. Play an alternate if you need to get to 25 and 24.5. That is, this thing could be 14-10 at the half. Right? So keep that in mind when playing that first half under. And then also Love under 229.5 pass yards. So he barely threw for what, $180-ish last week? Okay. Then his number kind of went up. Josh Jacobs over 78.5 rush yards. Zach Ertz with all those other weapons. And I know McLaurin, who just got all that money, is going to be heavily involved, I assume, on Thursday night as well. So Zach Ertz doesn't see as much, so under 32.5 receiving yards. Micah, no sack. The reason for this is it's basically about even money, but Jaden Daniels is not easy to take down. He does have big escapability. I expect Micah to get some pressures. I expect Micah to play a good game. This is not a dig on Micah. It's just not real easy to sack Daniels. So Micah for no sack. Also, Golden, 3+ receptions. We think he has a much bigger impact. Jaden Daniels to throw an interception is plus money. And then Jordan Love under 29.5 pass attempts. We expect Green Bay to get up. 7-14, nothing's kind of what we're thinking somewhat early. In the second half, they just grind the living crap out and rely on their defense and go to work, running the ball as much as humanly possible with Jacobs. I would stay away from Jacobs like on, yards first quarter. I don't know if he's going to be big there. They might throw it a little bit more like they did last week. They threw it a lot more early than they did late. I kind of see the same thing here going against the Commanders. The Commanders are a hell of a team. This is a horrible spot. First of all, having to go on the road. If they had to go on the road against a team not as good as the Packers, okay. But this is a bad spot. 3-day turnaround and got to travel. Not a great spot to be in. I expect the Commanders to play tough. This game's probably going to boil down to a touchdown. So for you that are really on the Packers, if you want to play -6.5, I think that's feasible. I think it's a one-score game. They do more than the field goal. It's probably a touchdown difference. 24-17 is kind of where we had it for a final. Comes in at 41. So I think if you want to go under a little bit more, you possibly can do that as well. First, like I said, make sure, though, if you're playing first half under to get that 24.5. I think that's going to be awfully, awfully important. All right, that's a rundown. We'll do it one more time. Give it to you quick. Packers, -0.5 first quarter, 2.5 first half, 3.5 for the game. Packers, Commanders under 9.5 first quarter, 24.5 first half, 48.5 for the game. Love under 229.5 passing. Jacobs over 78.5 rushing. Ertz under 32.5 receiving yards. Micah, no sack. Matthew Golden, 3+ catches. I think he gets more targets this week. Jaden Daniels to throw a pick, and Jordan Love under 29.5 passing attempts. So that's a rundown of NFL Week 2 Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. I just like saying that. It's pretty fun, right? If you like the content you're seeing here on YouTube, do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Don't cost you nothing. Throw a like out there. Don't cost you nothing. Throw a comment out there. It doesn't cost you anything. Shows a lot of love, whether it's my show or anybody else. It shows a lot of love for the creators as well, which is always greatly appreciated. So make sure you get that out there. Also, just a reminder, all of our shows brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. They think you'll love it so much, they're going to give you a 7-day free trial. You can find it on our YouTube channel page as well at the end of every episode on YouTube in the comments section, like this one here. Also, Discord channel. We would love to see everybody there because guess what? You already had all these bets a day ago for Thursday Night Football. You already had all these. Not only that, you baseball, basketball, NBA, and college football. Guess what? We've already put out college football plays for the entire weekend for the Discord. Get ahead of the line moves and juice moves. Make yourself better at this. That's what we're here to do to help you. College football was a monster last weekend. NFL ended up probably where we thought we were going to be for week 1. Week 1's always a lot of dice because there's not a lot of data points. College football, though, we're starting to hammer, and we have a few huge plays in college football this weekend. You'll hear them on the college football show coming up, but we do not have a Thursday night play for college football, just FYI. So NFL and baseball will be it for us on Thursday. Also, WNBA, we don't put out for public consumption. Playoffs start Sunday. Formula One, we don't put out for public consumption. They're off this week. Come back next week. And we've had a monster season in Formula One. The Discord guys will let you know. So, great place to be. Come check it out. We'd love to see you there. Do appreciate everybody's support, as always, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.